What's going on, peoples? My name is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. Thank you for joining me today on another episode. Bernie Sanders has officially won the Nevada caucus. Now, I just checked it right now. I believe it's 72% reporting, and Bernie Sanders is at 47 point something. He's at about 47%, so almost 48%. Climbing up to 50% there. The next person down the list is Joe Biden, and I believe he has 18 or 19%, somewhere around there. So Bernie Sanders has completely blown all the other candidates out of the water. He won the popular vote in Iowa. He won outright the New Hampshire primary completely. And don't worry, there's talks about him actually that he won the Iowa caucus if you actually fix all the mistakes that they had. But that's, I digress. And now he's won the Nevada caucus. So Bernie Sanders has definitely got the energy. He's got the movement. He's got the momentum. He's heading into South Carolina strong. Last poll I seen still had Joe Biden up on Bernie Sanders in South Carolina, but other polls that I've seen in South Carolina had Bernie up on Biden. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. Now, if Bernie Sanders wins South Carolina, from what I hear, that means this race is practically over. It's basically over. Kyle Kalinske of Secular Talk said that the race is pretty much over now. But I'm really interested to see how Bernie Sanders does in South Carolina, where there's a majority of black people that are voting, because they say that the older black folks in South Carolina are going for Joe Biden, that Joe Biden has all of that support. Bernie Sanders wins with millennials and people under the age of, 40, 45. So he's heading into a state where this is going to be a real big test for Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden to see if Joe Biden's, black support holds up, or if Bernie Sanders is going to finally overtake him. So, like I said, this is gonna be the test right here. If Bernie Sanders wins South Carolina, that means his ground game was phenomenal. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he spoke to those voters in that state. If he does not win South Carolina, then he would only have himself to blame. Maybe he didn't campaign hard enough in South Carolina. Maybe the ground game in South Carolina wasn't as good as he thought it was. Maybe he didn't stand up for, the right policies, or maybe he didn't directly speak to black people enough for them to feel as though that he is the candidate for them. Personally, I have issues with Bernie Sanders as far as him not exactly being for reparations and his waffling on that. I love his policies, but I still think that he should, and other candidates absolutely should, speak more to the black community. And not only universal policies that will help the black community and everyone else, but also policies that will specifically help the black community. It's something that we don't hear enough of from our Democratic candidates. That's why I paid attention when Tom Steyer was talking about reparations, or when Marianne Williamson was talking about reparations, because they were the only ones doing it. So Bernie Sanders does have some catching up to do as far as that goes. But like I said, this will be the test. We'll see how well his ground game was in South Carolina. I know right now he's in Texas, getting ready for Texas. He was just out here in California. I'm mad I didn't get to go to a Bernie rally again, but I went to one in 2016. It was awesome. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely see how it goes. Right now, the establishment is panicking. I'm watching all these segments on Fox News and CNN, ABC, NBC, and all of these pundits are basically freaking out, and they're starting to finally accept that Bernie Sanders is, in fact, the front runner. It's happening, folks. It is officially burner season. Feel the burn, Bernie Sanders 2020. That's what I'm talking about. So he basically won the first three contests. We're heading into the fourth one. There's a debate in South Carolina on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. Double check that, but I believe that's what it is. And hopefully I will be able to watch it. And hopefully Bernie Sanders has a very good performance. I would love to see him really just eviscerate every other candidate on stage, really. I know how Bernie Sanders, he's a nice guy. He doesn't want to, talk badly about the other candidates. But I would love to see him really just narrow the field. I really want to see his support rise in South Carolina enough that he beats Joe Biden, and by a comfortable margin. So I'm really hoping that that's what happens. This should be a good debate. Should be a lot of ass kissing and pandering, because this is going to be in South Carolina. So like I said, we'll see how this goes. Bernie's got the momentum. We got the energy, folks. We definitely have the energy. And the establishment has been put on notice. They are well aware, and they don't know what the hell to do about it. Like I said, if they try to steal this from Bernie Sanders, that would be the worst mistake the Democratic Party has ever made, probably in their history. And right now, all eyes are on them. So it's not going to be that easy, especially when Bernie Sanders has a whole movement of people behind him. So establishment, you might want to think about that. Until next time, love, peace, and light. See you on the next one. I'm out.